Hi, Sadie.
Hi.
You can hear me okay?
Yep. You can hear
Okay,
me
I
okay?
can hear you. I can hear you fine. Yeah. So we're good. So we're good. Okay. So it looks like we've got a few people on here now, which is great. Some people are talking in the comment section. So, Sadie, I just want to start and say thank you for coming on. I know this is tough. Um, I know what it feels like to want to be recorded and sort of be put out there. I've known that feeling. I know what it's like. And I also know what it's like when the Lord sort of tugs on you and says, "Come on, we can do it. We can get through it." So, and I know that's that feeling. I know you're feeling that too. But so you know a little bit about us. The viewers know a bit about us. But let's talk a little bit about yourself. Let's start when you were younger. Like, obviously now you've come to the Lord, but when you were younger as a child, did you grow up in a Christian family, or how did it start?
Well, I actually grew up in an LDS Mormon family, if you guys know what that is. It's they
Mhm.
don't like to be called Mormons anymore.
Right.
It's the Church of Jesus Christ, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Latter-day Saints. Right.
So I grew up in a Mormon for LDS for short household, and I grew up in Southern California and in Utah. And so, if you know anything about that church or religion, you know that it's really great people, but that it's a false gospel.
Mhm.
They different Jesus, and they have their own like different scriptures.
Yes, I am aware. There are some people on YouTube who, a couple of content creators who talk about the Mormon Church and then how they either got out and talk a little bit about what their indoctrination, I guess, is sort of about. So I'm actually kind of relatively well at those videos on YouTube. So yeah. So you grew up uh, in that house. Did you stay in it for long? Did you get out? Did your parents get out or something?
Yeah, so I actually grew up faithful LDS, and I loved my religion all my life. I did everything the church asked me to do, and I believed the story. Um, so uh, so there were kind of like two parts of my life. There was the
Right,
public life, and then there was my private life. And
right,
I was I was taught by my parents that no matter what was going on in the home, when we go to church or school, we put a smile on our face. You know, wash your face if you've been crying. Put a smile on, and you go out there and you make everybody believe that your life is fantastic and
right.
wonderful. Image, how things look on the outside, is of utmost importance in that church. Um, and so I grew up just kind of as an actor, really, just trying to convince everyone that we had this great life and we had this great church.
Mhm.
Um, but in my home there was abuse, there was a lot of problems. My parents, they did the best they could with what they had, and I love and
Right,
honor them. But they had their own issues. Looking back now, understanding what I know now about like spiritual warfare and things, I think my dad was probably demonically oppressed. He was very violent. And then there was also, and I don't want to talk too much detail about this, but there were several people in my life where uh, I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. So,
okay,
so there, yeah, so there was kind of like this dual life where
right,
it's like, okay, in truth, things are really bad, but you just kind of put your best foot forward, and we just tried to make the best of it.
right. And I'm familiar with that because it's in that type of trauma where the devil really tries to sneak in there as a spirit of like confusion and like delusion. You don't know what's real anymore. You don't know what's yeah, you start really questioning things about yourself. Sorry. Yeah, so continue. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, it's definitely a confusing place to be. A lot of I don't really know who I am or what I want or yeah, what's real, what's true. Um, but you just kind of think, oh, that's just my family or that's just me. And you think, oh, it's going to get better. I trusted in what I was being taught. Um, so I married a man in my early 20s, and he had, same thing. He was doing all the things that the church had taught him to do. And we got married in the LDS temple. We went through all the LDS temple rituals.
Right.
And then about 3 years into our marriage, I found out that my husband had been unfaithful, which was, of course, devastating. And then that really shook me because your whole life you're trained, you're groomed that if you do everything the church asks you to do, go to the temple, go through all the rituals, you'll get all these extra blessings from God. And I didn't feel very blessed.
No, you would have felt like a slap in the face.
Yes, correct. Yeah. I think spirit left the body.
Yeah,
So,
no kidding. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it was very traumatic. And we tried to work things out. And I gave birth to our son. I tried to work things out for him for an additional 12 years. And our son was diagnosed with leukemia when he was 6 years old.
Okay.
And it was a couple of months after that I suspected my ex was unfaithful again. And he also had a pornography addiction. And I wanted to go back to therapy, try and work things out again. But he decided that he was done with me and he discarded me. And so at that point, I didn't know what was true anymore. I wanted to be open to Christianity, to mainstream Christianity. I had visited a few Christian churches here in Utah. But at the same time, I was also open-minded to like Buddhism and New Age and the woke, hippie liberal values that were on the scene.
Right.
And I just really didn't know what to believe anymore. And so that's when I left the LDS church.
Okay. So you left the LDS church then. Okay. So from what I understand, the New Age movement and, like you said, the liberal hippie stuff, that can really send you down a wild rabbit hole. So where did that go with you? Where did you end up with that?